not me being in the shower and getting extremely triggered by thoughts I was having about these myths in the bridal hair industry that I wish I knew before I started. So welcome to this get ready with me for the day / 5 myths about the bridal hair industry I wish I knew before I started. I'm going to be using this volume mousse that I love. It has extremely strong hold. And the way hair, not much left. Okay, let's hop into the first myth that actually kind of just set me off for some reason. The first myth that I hear all the time from people in the industry, especially the hair industry, not so much the bridal hair industry, is do what you love. Why this kind of set me on fire is because if I'm being frank with you right now, I don't even want to say this out loud, I'm not loving my career. And I don't think a lot of us talk about that enough. Thinking that you're always going to be in love with your career choice, whether it's the hair industry, the bridal hair industry, the makeup industry, or even another industry. If you're a chef, running your own business has its highs and it has its lows. And at your lows, you're not going to feel in love with your business. So when you're hearing everybody saying, I do what I love what I do, I take it with a grain of salt. And again, let me preface this by this is not me hating on our industry whatsoever. Do I like my job? Yes. Do I love what I do? Not all the time. I'm going to be honest with you. And I think that's unrealistic to think that you're going to love what you do every single day in out. We are service providers. When you're a service provider and you're dealing with the mass public every single weekend, it can get mentally and physically exhausting. As somebody who is an introvert, it is not that it's hard for me to interact. There's this misconception with introverts that one, we can't be hairstylists. That wasn't on my myth list, but that is a huge myth that you can't be a hairstylist if you're introverted because you're supposed to be so lively and outgoing and chatterbox, which I can be at times, and I'm still an introvert. What an introvert really means is that you don't get energy from being around large groups of people. That drains my energy. It doesn't mean that I don't want to be around people, because I do. But what I found in my month-long break is that by not being around bridal parties and brides and in my job and just going through that daily weekend flow, I found that I really need that recharge because I am an introvert. So I think it is such a myth to say do what you love. You may be in that season right now, but for somebody who's out there who may be feeling like me, who's like, I don't love what I do right now, there is nothing wrong with you. And I'm tired of feeling like there's something wrong with me on the days where I don't super happy and excited about work. That doesn't mean that I don't want to do what I do. There's a difference. So there is nothing wrong with you for thinking that you might not love what you do in this moment. Oftentimes for me, it does pass and I don't feel like that forever. So if you are somebody who is in that moment right now, just know that it will pass. And I think it's a big myth, and it's something that I don't know if I've shared it in the past, but I won't be sharing quotes like that anymore because honestly, I think it's a little bit not toxic. I feel like that's loaded, but it's just not something that I jive with. When I started, I set these unrealistic expectations, especially me, a 9-to-5 escapee going into a career that I'm a business owner, setting my own schedule, having my own freedom. I set an unrealistic expectation for myself to love what I was doing every step of the way, every single day, whether I was with clients or whether I wasn't with clients. And that's just not true. The second myth that I would tell myself all the time is you have to do both hair and makeup to be successful. I wrote them down on my phone, so if you see me looking, that's why. I just like how to get this out. You will hear that a million times over and over on repeat on this track because it is something that I still see people struggle with so much. It is such a huge myth to think that you need to do both hair and makeup, because in the beginning what I saw was monetary opportunity doing 2 services. It is a total disadvantage. After being in this business for so long, I only ever grew my business to 6 figures once I dropped that one service and only did one, because your brain can only focus on so much at once. And you may not have hit it yet, but it took me a couple years to hit that actual exhaustion. Literally exhausted, like my brain couldn't switch anymore when I was doing clients from doing hair and doing makeup. Start getting brain fog. I would sit in my car and I wouldn't be able to have like conversations anymore because I was just so tired. When I started out, I was doing both hair and makeup because I thought that was the only way that I was ever going to make money, and that's just simply not true. When you take the time to focus on one thing, you're able to become much more skilled, much more efficient in that one thing. And then people are going to start to know you for that one thing. Versus when you're doing both hair and makeup, people aren't really going to be able to pick you out and have you stand out from the crowd. That has just been my experience. 3, something that really like grinds my gears is hearing the term charge your worth. Now, oh, wait, I know you might be triggered by that. I know you might be triggered by that. You're like, Marissa, everybody says that. Ever in the beginning when I was starting out, I thought I was worth less. Like, I didn't think I could charge anything for my services. So if you're thinking that about yourself in the beginning, especially, you're gonna way undercharge yourself and not be able to make any profit. And I don't want that for you, because that's what happened to me. Because I didn't think I had any worth in the beginning, when I would hear things like that, it really triggered me. I knew like, okay, I need to charge more for my services. I know I'm worth more than this, but it still didn't change that limiting belief I had about myself that I can't charge XYZ for my services. So guess what I charge? I would charge like $50 a bridesmaid. I would charge $100 for hair and makeup. I didn't stutter. I would charge $100 for a hair and makeup service for a bridesmaid. That is nothing. Instead, what you need to understand about pricing, especially if you want to up your rate, stop giving yourself a glass ceiling, which is going to lead me into the 4th myth that I wish I knew when I very first started my bridal hair journey, which is you don't need to charge whoever XYZ is charging in your area. That's putting a cap and putting a limit on yourself. If you saw my rate change over the years, you would be like, wow, Marissa, you're charging way more than they are in your area. How can you do that? I can't do that in my area because I'm in a small town. Now, again, this is your business. You do as you see fit. What I have learned over the last 7 years in my bridal hair journey, especially with pricing, I usually up my prices twice a year now. Usually once in the beginning and usually once in the middle of the year, like in the middle of wedding season. What I've learned about pricing is in order to make a profit in what you should be charging is you need to pay for taxes and how much you're going to be needing to pay for your expenses. So add all of that up, do a quick Google search, how much taxes are in your area. I'm in the East Coast. So taxes, my accountant, go to your accountant, say, how much do I need to be putting away for taxes? How much I need to be putting away for taxes is about 15.5%. You can round that up to 20% and take that away. So if you're if you're way undercharging yourself because you don't feel you are worth it at the time, no, your base rate should be taxes, expenses, and then whatever profit you want to make. You get to determine that. That is the best, beautiful part about being an entrepreneur, being a small business owner, is you get to determine what you want your profit to be. You want it to be 50%? Go for it, girly, because that's what I do. Pricing gets me so hype. If you guys want an in-depth video on pricing, comment below, price me out. Now we go to Mat It Out. Oh my God. I don't know how Alex Earl does this every day. Why do we always do this when we're putting mascara on? Why is that the mascara face? Okay, so the 5th myth that just really got my gears grinded, my friend, is that you think you need a following on Instagram to get any clients. You don't, my girl. You do not need a following. If you see people like me or other influential people in the hair industry, the bridal industry, who have larger followings, the only thing that means is that they're good at posting content and building a community. That does not equal sales or clients in your business. I was able to get just as many clients back in 2020, 2021, starting my social media journey just by showing up and posting consistently. And I only had like 2,000, 3,000 followers at the time, and I was able to still book clients. It's a mentality that I also had. I thought, oh, nobody wants to book with me. They go on my Instagram, they see that I have no followers. What we're equating that to is thinking that our clients don't trust us enough to hire us because they don't see a large following. Versus something that I don't really share often is what you guys don't see as somebody who has a larger following that you may see with me is now when I work weddings, it is a lot more pressure because people see me on Instagram. Sometimes I feel a lot more pressure to be able to show up and be that person that they see online, which I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like that every single day. Sometimes I have to hype myself up to get like that when I'm around clients because you put out so much of your energy and it drains you. So if I'm working weddings back to back, sometimes if I'm working a wedding on a Sunday and I have one that Friday, Saturday, I'm a little drained. I'm not going to be hyping it up, girl. And I feel sometimes bad. So that is a myth that I wish I knew, that you don't need a lot of followers to book any bride. What you need is just to build trust with your clients online. And one of the easiest ways to do that in social media marketing is just to start being consistent. Consistency builds trust. Feeling cute. This is my holy grail of lip liners, Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. If you haven't used it, you need it. It literally looks good with everybody's shade. You're gonna see me wear, if you see me wearing a lip color, it's this. I promise you. Oh, also a cutie patootie little lip hack that I learned from Lauren D'Amelio watching one of her lives, I think. What she does with her liner to give you more of that pout, more of that Bratz girl look that I love. So you don't want to widen your mouth with the liner. What she says to do is you just line, I like to overline my lips. Yeah, take me to jail for it because I'll do it every single time. So what you want to do with your liner, you might have already just seen me do it. You don't want to widen your lips. So you're not really going to take the liner out here. You're going to focus it in the center here. Line like that. And then I'm going to take my Cupid's bow. I like to round it out. So I'm going to go here. I really don't know how that's looking. I'm looking at the monitor on my camera, so this made me looking crazy. So what you're gonna do is basically you're doing a line from here to here and then here to here. And you're just gonna take your liner on the insides of your lip to get some color here. And when I tell you it's gonna give you the prettiest pout, try it. Okay, let me check in my mirror. Okay, wow, thank God I checked in my mirror. Was nobody gonna tell me I have a little lip liner crusty over here? I thought you were my friend. Okay, then on my wedding morning, Carly, my makeup artist, Makeup by Carly J, my girl, she gifted me this butter gloss by NYX. It's not sticky, it's not overwhelming of a shade of a color, but it does give a little hint of a pink. What is this called? Creme brulee. Am I doing that right? Can you say it? No, you can't say it. It's focusing on my hand. Gotta work on my YouTuber skills. New here. Oh, look at that. Makeup's good. Let's do the hair. One thing you're gonna learn about me is that I hate blow drying my hair. Should that be myth number 6? Hairstylists should love doing their own hair. Because it's not. This is my Dyson. Obsessed. Do you ever feel better than when you have a fresh blowout? Okay, anyways guys, I just want this channel to be all about authenticity. And I don't want you ever feeling bad about yourself for not feeling like you don't love what you do today. It's okay. We're gonna get past it. If that's your vibe, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.